the spirit bride of the forest. Before villages learned to fence the wild, before paths were beaten flat by feet, before men believed the forest could be owned, the forest married who it wished. The elders of Anfe say the forest is not empty. It only pretends to be. It watches, it listens, and sometimes it chooses. Adekunle was known as a careful hunter, not the loud kind who chased animals with shouting and drums. He moved like smoke. He stepped where leaves did not cry out. His arrows were clean. His kills were quick. The forest respected him. That should have been warning enough. Adekunle lived alone at the edge of the village of Igbo Aye. His mother had died young. His father had followed soon after. People said loneliness sharpened him. Others said it hollowed him. As a child, Adekunle learned silence before speech. He learned to listen to wind before listening to men. While other boys chased goats and wrestled in dust, Adekunle followed ants, watched birds, and memorized the language of broken twigs. Every morning he tied his charms. Every morning he greeted the trees, and every morning the forest answered by opening its paths. Until one morning it did more than that. The hunter found her where the forest river curved like a listening ear. She was bathing, her back was to him. Her hair flowed into the water like spilled ink. Her skin reflected the green light of leaves. Adekunle froze. This was no place for village women. The river was deep, the current deceptive. The elders forbade bathing here. Yet she turned and smiled, not shy, not startled, as if she had been waiting. "Hunter," she said. Her voice carried no echo. Adekunle bowed quickly, eyes lowered. "I did not know this place was taken." She laughed. The forest shifted. "I am called Ariyike," she said, "and I am never taken." He should have left. Instead, he stayed. Adekunle returned the next day, then the next. Each time, Ariyike appeared as if grown from the earth. Sometimes she was by the river, sometimes beneath a silk cotton tree, sometimes standing in sunlight without casting a shadow. They spoke for hours. She asked him about his childhood, about the first animal he ever killed, about the dreams he never shared with anyone. And when he spoke, she listened the way the forest listens. Completely. She knew his thoughts before he said them. She finished his sentences. She laughed at jokes he had not yet told. When he asked where she lived, she gestured everywhere. When he asked who her people were, she said, "Those who remember." Still, love grew. Quiet, fast, dangerous. Ariyake began to give him gifts. Not beads, not cloth, but knowledge. She taught him which leaves stopped bleeding, which roots eased fever, which paths shifted at night. She showed him animals that did not fear humans. She called birds by name. Adekunle's hunts became effortless, his traps filled without bait. Villagers whispered. "The forest walks with him," they said. They did not know how true that was. The village diviner stopped Adekunle one evening. "The forest follows you," the old man said. Adekunle smiled. "That is a hunter's blessing." The diviner shook his head. "No, this is marriage attention." Another elder warned him in riddles. "When the bush calls you husband, do not answer with a human tongue." Adekunle laughed and walked on. That night, Ariyake was more beautiful than ever. She wore white. Her eyes glowed like moonlit water. "Will you take me as your wife?" she asked. The forest held its breath. Adekunle said yes. There was no bride price, no elders, no wine poured. The forest itself bore witness. Trees bent inward. Fireflies circled like lanterns. The river hummed an old song. Ariyake placed a ring of woven vines on his finger. "3 rules," she said softly. "Do not follow me if I leave at night. Do not speak my name loudly. And never bring another wife into our home." Adekunle agreed. The forest smiled. Their home stood where village paths ended. At dusk, Ariyake arrived. At dawn, she vanished. Food appeared. Water stayed cool. No snake crossed the threshold. But she avoided mirrors, avoided daylight, avoided children. Sometimes Adekunle woke to find leaves on his bed, sometimes roots beneath his feet. Love remained, but unease followed. The village grew restless. Where is your wife? Why does she not greet elders? Why no children? Adekunle defended her. But doubt crept in. Loneliness returned. Against his promise, Adekunle married a village woman. That night, the forest screamed. Ariake stood by the door. Her eyes were no longer kind. You have broken the forest, she said. The second wife fell ill. Crops failed. Animals fled. Adekunle followed Ariake one night. Deep, too deep. He saw her true form, bark and bone, vines and eyes, ancient and endless. You were mine, the forest said. The trees closed. At dawn, only his hunting charm lay at the forest edge. No body, no path back. Elders say Adekunle still walks beneath the trees, a husband who forgot his vows. And sometimes, when the forest feels lonely, it still chooses. Not every love is meant for the village. Not every promise can be broken without cost. The forest remembers. The forest collects.